Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, video OBS. Okay lah. It's not working. I don't know what happened. Okay. All right. So Abbas, Lukman. So Lukman, you wants
Okay,
to start
Doctor.
first. All right. Let me
Yeah,
check.
we
Yeah, recording.
Doctor,
Yep.
just mentioning that this presentation is supposed to be for group project. So
Yes.
this is a presentation for Lukman, Abbas, and Ahmed Ali here.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Doctor. Can we start?
Yep.
Bismillah. I'm Abbas Ibrahim, and this is our group project, which is let me cover my camera, which is green construction technology based in a case study. Next. Lokman, next. I think it's type on. Okay. First of all, introduction. Green construction technology, also known as green construction. Green construction is the use of environmentally responsible and resource-efficient design in structures, buildings, and commercial spaces throughout building's life cycle. Example is from planning to design to construction and operation and maintenance. The green technologies incorporate all of the green technologies incorporate all the way the process of construction. The traditional building construction concepts have a significant negative impact, as a lot of research is identified on the global environment due to the huge use of emission and greenhouse gases. So, and also the amount of water uses as well as wastewater generated from those buildings, as well as the traditional building construction uses non-sustainable construction materials, which also produce CO2 emissions and wastes such as plastic, concrete waste, and glass, also wood, metals, and etc. Therefore, using sustainable building materials, recycling and reusing these materials were reduced significantly, and there is a strategic approach in designing buildings and selecting materials as the use of modern efficient technologies is key to sustainable buildings. For this group project, we have chosen PJ Midtown Development Project in Batalinjaya to be our case study, referring to the use of green technologies adoption in construction industry. The project uses a lot of sustainable construction technologies. Also, this project studies the different strategies such as efficiency of use of energy, water, land, materials of the project. Next. This is the brief of the project. BJ Midtown development is based in Section 13 Batalinjaya. The project is a mixed development that had been awarded or rated as a gold in the GBI index. GBI is Green Building Index, which means it has incorporated a ton of green-friendly elements. The building is developed by IOI Properties, Simon Derby together, and have been completed in 2019. The project consists of residential and commercial developed areas. The service apartments consists of 2 blocks and stands at 29 stories, while the residential, the commercial is 4-story offices and retail shops. Next. These are some pictures of the project. As can be seen, it's a lot of greenery because of the building is architecturally designed with 60% natural greenery. Also, the building has rainwater harvesting system, which is to reduce potable water consumption. The building also incorporated energy efficient facade to reduce power grid energy consumption. Also, blending in shading features to reduce heat penetration throughout the building. The building has high performance glass to reduce heat gain, which can help the building can identify as green building. The building has also efficiency LED light fittings. Next. The technologies used in this building will be discussed further, but the adoption of building green technologies in Malaysia. Malaysia's building and construction industry is vital to the country's economy and social development. And also, the industry has been working with government and private organizations. Many of the country's environmental problems were also caused by lack of environmental consideration in resource exploitation, development, and management, as well as pollution, lack of pollution control. With that concerns not been addressed strategically, they will worsen and pose obstacle to the sustainable construction industry in this country. Next. Therefore, concerning to this issue, the Malaysian government has introduced in its construction industry transformation plan a goal which institutes more environmentally sustainable practices and developed the Green Technology Master Plan GTMP 2017 to 2030. The Green Master Plan is a result of the 11th Malaysian Plan 2016-2020, which identified green growth as one of 6 goals for changing the country's growth. There are 4 pillars outlined in the green technology policy, namely energy, environment, economy, and social. Next. Construction green, construction green technologies, the growing popularity and acceptance of green building has resulted in the development of a number of green building technologies, such as biodegradable materials, green insulation, low-emitting materials, electrochromatic smart glass, smart appliances, such as incorporating ICT in the building, and water efficient technologies. With that being said, there are still challenges in the construction industry in adapting to green technologies, and that is due to the limited government led by example rollout, as well as low adoption of construction IBS construction in the country, because of the concept is of IBS building information modeling help and encourage the companies to move into more greener construction technologies incorporate in their buildings. There is also lack of research into new construction methods, as well as construction materials. With the green technology master plan, the Malaysian government has targeted a goal which is to have nearly 1,750 buildings, green buildings, rated green buildings in Malaysia by 2030. And now we can see, like in KL, a building near KLCC, they have greenery. Thank you.
Next is Ahmed, and he will discuss the principles and strategies to improve sustainable construction.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Ali Hire. Before I start, I wanted to start my part of presentation. The principles and strategies of sustainable construction. There are three types of principle and strategies. First principle is resource management, and the second one is life cycle design, and third one is design for human, and one of them have strategies to improve sustainable construction. Resource management have strategies which are efficient use of energy, efficient use of material, and of use of land. Okay, and life cycle design have strategies of rebuilding building, and also and design for human have strategies for preservation of natural conditions. Okay, sustainable construction. What is sustainable construction? Sustainable construction is the process to building in a way that is socially, economically, environmentally, financially balanced to meet today's need. Okay, sustainable construction can be considered as a subset of sustainable development in which economic growth and social progress for all is coupled with effective protection of the environment and prudent use of resources. This is global problem requiring a common approach, and all countries have a particular responsibility. Neither buildings nor products nor materials can be described as sustainable, but how we build, manufacture, source, and use of buildings are significant factors contributing to sustainable development in construction and the important issues concerned. Okay, planning what to build, where to build, whether to build, how we build is very important. But these issues are generic and are independent of the form of construction and material design, ensuring that buildings make a positive construction to occupants and others, that their consumption of resources through their expected life is minimized, that the potential of the building is as a possible, and that there is a maximum opportunity for reuse and recycling at the end of the life. These issues are influenced principally by the form of construction. Construction, minimizing materials consumption, particularly of critical resources, and reducing this disturbance during the building process itself. These issues are influenced by both from construction and material. Next. In terms of principle and strategies, there are some principles used to this project, such as energy efficiency technology, which are imported energy and operational energy. Imported energy is the energy associated with manufacturing of product or services, includes energy used for extracting and processing of raw materials, manufacturing of construction material, transportation and distribution of construction. And operational energy is the energy required during the entire surface life of the structure, such as lighting, heating, cooling, and ventilating systems, and operating building applications. BG Midtown has incorporated several measures in order to implement green technology. Energy efficiency package to reduce power rigid energy consumption, high performance class to reduce heat gain, high efficiency LED light fittings. Also, the project has incorporated water harvesting technologies. Design of rainwater harvesting system can be defined as the collection and storage of rainwater for the use of rather than to waste, and it is runoff. Okay. Runoff occurs. What's runoff? Runoff occurs when there is a more water than land can absorb. The excess liquid flows across the surface of the land and into nearby creeks, streams, or ponds. Runoff can come off from the natural process and human activity.
Sorry, Lukman, can you turn off your speaker, please? Thank you.
Excuse me?
Continue.
Okay, runoff can come from both natural process and human activity. Human activity include water we use to clean our houses. Also, the water we wash our cars with runs of down includes human activity. Okay, the include portable water savings, the mitigation of flooding in urban catchments, and the reduction of nutrient loads to waterways. In addition, rainwater harvesting system has other advantages in terms of lower carbon footprint compared to other water supply systems and more efficient energy use because less pumping is required from source to consumer. In this figure, illustrate in this figure illustrates the concept of water harvesting is that the water from the top roof of the building is transported via pipelines to catchment area, then sand filtered and stored in the main tank. The water will then be pumped throughout the building after filtering. Okay, next. Design for utilization for building and shading. Utilization of daylight in buildings may result in significant savings in electricity consumption for lighting. The impact of shading design and control on building performance is not taken into account at the design stage, although an optimum cooling and lighting energy balance between fenestration and lighting may be identified and utilized. Maximization and daylight usage is decided because visual quality is ensured, occupancy productivity is increased, and electricity consumption for lighting is reduced. Moreover, problems associated with glare and visual discomfort are inevitable. When direct solar radiation is transmitted into the room, shading provision is there necessary in order to prevent thermal and visual discomfort. Next. Impacts of waste reduction by recycling method. Construction activities generally have negative effects of the environment, which includes the exploitation of natural land and other resources for development and the generation of waste and various forms of pollution. Recycling construction materials provides an opportunity to achieve cost savings. These savings include the cost of new materials and the transportation of disposal cost. The use of recycled materials also energy savings and reduced carbon emissions. Green building practices are gaining popularity and many developers are seeking LEED certifications. LEED certifications, recycling, and other environmental sustainable practices can help earn points under the LEED system. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Finally, we will discuss the encouragement to waste and reuse and recycling. So the construction waste can be reused provided that the materials are still in good condition. But recycled materials can be processed into a totally different thing, into a totally different material under different compositions. So what are some of these materials that can change or recycle? We have recycled timber, we have recycled aggregate or concrete, we also have recycled plastic and waste glass. So what is the benefit of recycling or reusing construction waste materials? So number one is profit maximization, and cost saving is one of the benefits since it decreases the cost of removing or hauling construction waste to a landfill, therefore reducing the amount of the cost needed to use on that. In addition, it also lessens the request for landfill spaces since landfill received is in lesser quantity of construction waste. Moreover, this practice will also improve the image of construction company. Furthermore, productivity will be improved if these practices are implemented correctly. So, if I summarize these benefits, we have energy saving, whereby recycling saves large amount of energy and in general, it decreases the consumption of natural resources to produce new materials. Landfill waste reduction, whereby we already discussed landfills are filled up, which means alternative ways to manage waste can be developed. Recycled construction waste can be reused as it is or turned into something new. Cost saving, recycling and reusing construction materials reduces cost of disposables and transportation. Recycling also reduces the demand for new resources, which also cuts transportation and production costs. So in conclusion, we can say that sustainability is becoming increasingly important for society and threats of global warming and climate change are now generally well accepted. So because construction has a major implications of energy consumption and resource use, it has to have a central role in any plans for sustainable development in the future. Unfortunately, there are no magic answers or methods and no single solutions to these problems. Rather, it's a very broad topic best addressed through holistic approach considering the whole life cycle of the planning, material supply, throughout the construction and service and dismantling or the demolition. So the specific issues and alleviating measures associated with the sustainable construction will depend on individual circumstances such as location, design brief, availability of materials, energy sources, in particular electricity, climate, and so on. However, there are some general points of good practice which are likely to be almost universally applicable. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So, yeah, it's very good work, very good coordination. So I guess Lukman is the leader of this group. Sorry? Abbas. Oh, okay. So very well coordinated. Congratulations and very comprehensive. Okay, I can see there are so many examples relating to green water harvesting. Okay, green materials and so on. Okay, and very good conclusion also. So yeah, these all are related to construction technology and green application, green technology that relates to construction technology. That's very good. Okay, may I
Thank you,
know
Doctor.
is Salah presenting or not without your group member?
I don't know, but I mean, I prepared my part
All
of the
right.
slides, and Muhammad Saif also prepared his part of the slides, but I don't see him. I tried to contact him and Yahya and Tariq, sorry, but none of them replied to me, so I don't know.
Okay, so Muhammad Hassan, is it? Your group member is Muhammad Hassan, Saif, and Tariq, is it?
Mm, no, only
Doctor,
Saif and Tariq.
Doctor, sorry.
Ah,
Muhammad Hassan is supposed to be in our group, but I think uh, he's not cooperating with us. So I think he might not take this semester because of
I see.
yes, still
Okay.
dealing with visa problems. Yeah,
Okay then.
and I've called him many times, but he's not picking up.
Okay then. All right.
Yeah.
So Muhammad Hassan is off the chat then. So Salah, your group member is who? Who is your group
Muhammad
member?
Saif and Tariq.
Saif and Tariq. So Saif and his family is having his quarantine right now because of COVID-19.
Yes.
We pray that he and his family are going to be well soon before the final exam. And Tariq is still in Yemen because of his visa issue, I think. So he will be here before the final exam. So I guess he's not going to be with us today. So it's going to be only you then, Salah. So before you proceed with your presentation, may I know, is it okay with you to carry the weight of your group or what you want me to do?
To be honest, I didn't know that they were not gonna present with me today because, like I told you, Saif already sent me the slides, so I thought that he's going to be here today. So I only prepared my part of the slides,
Right.
and which is basically just the introduction and a few information. But I don't have any slides prepared for the details.
All right. So it's quite big mark. It consists of 20% out of your 100%. So that's why I'm asking if you don't mind, because Muhammad Saif have already sent you the presentation slides. Perhaps you want to take the liberty of reading it to us, or if you don't
Yes,
mind, then at least Muhammad Saif did something to compare to
I,
Tariq. But we, yeah,
I,
we. Mm,
by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you. By the way,
mm,
they both helped in making the report.
I see.
But yes, but yes, I can present my part and Muhammad Saif's part. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't prepare anything for Tariq's part.
All right. Just that, yeah, I know. I won't give the marks. I don't know because I'm in the middle of dilemma right now because if I ask them to because uh, Saif, of course, COVID, we cannot do anything about it. Tariq is having problem with visa, and some war at his, I don't know, in the middle of his journey towards to go home. So I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, Salah, if you don't mind to carry the weight of your other members, then I will take that into consideration when I'm giving you marks. Okay, they won't get the same mark as you are, okay, because you are carrying the whole weight of your group. And I don't know because when I when I give you your group members, I wouldn't expect that some are going to get COVID and some are going to, be in a war state, in a state of
Yes,
war.
yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so that's the problem. So I think let's just be this, okay? If you say yes, then maybe perhaps you do whatever that you can to help your friends, okay? And I will do my part as an assessor. I will be fair to you and also the others. If you present for Muhammad Saif, I will take that into consideration. If perhaps 20 marks is the full marks, perhaps after looking at your presentation, maybe 18 for you, and then maybe 11 or 12 for Saif, and lesser than that, maybe 8 or 9 for Tariq. But it all depends on the presentation that you are going to give me after this lah. Is it okay,
Yes,
Salah?
yes,
Is
yes,
it
of
okay?
course.
All right, good. Okay, Alhamdulillah.
Okay,
Okay, continue.
just a second. Okay. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep. Just one
All right.
thing, okay, because after
Mm-hmm.
this you are going to have your presentation, right? On 19 for your master
Yes.
project. So I would suggest, because I've seen this too many time before, whenever that you are presenting using PowerPoint, it won't be the slide that you showing me is not in slideshow. Okay, it is in presenter show, presenter
Yes, so
slides.
I should just keep it in this mode. I should not go full screen.
Yeah, so I suggest for you guys, before you present, try to put it in PDF mode. Okay, save as in PDF mode so that it becomes bigger. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Noted.
That's all. All right. Thank you. Okay. Continue.
All right. So, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salah Hamid, and today we're going to present to you the report for the case study of reuse and recycling of construction and demolition waste management. So first of all, the construction industry uses a lot of natural resources and energy all around the world. The constant promotion of environmental management and the achievement of sustainable development goals is pursuing politicians and technical experts to implement an adequate system for environmental protection across all industries, including the construction industry. In this regard, the necessity for material waste waste reuse and recycling has grown throughout time as a result of numerous infrastructure projects brought about by fast population growth and urbanization. The environmental management and strategies for building material reuse and recycle. Basically, there are numerous strategies to apply. First of all, here we have is to establish a complete waste management strategy for a given project. Cost and economic issues, social factors, and environmental factors are among the aspects to consider. It is vital to remember that the solid waste reduction hierarchy, which consists of reduce, reuse, and recycle, is a big reason for for the reuse industry's continued growth. It is preferable to reduce first, reuse as a secondary choice, and then finally recycle. By collecting, sorting, processing, and turning their acquired things into new products, recyclers have effectively kept waste out of landfills. Choosing to reuse, on the other hand, keep materials out of the waste stream by passing the commodities gathered onto others with little to no processing at all. So basically, these are there are many benefits of taking the reuse. However, these are three of the main benefits that we gathered for you. First of all, we have the environmental benefits, which basically reuse needs less resources, less energy, and less work. Therefore, it contributes more to the environment. Second, we have the community benefits. Basically, reuse is a great method to bring people the food, clothes, building material, businesses, equipment, medical supplies, and other necessities they require. And last but not least, economic benefits. Reuse is a cost effective solution. It is basically usually cheaper than buying new things than recycling. For people from all socioeconomic backgrounds to obtain the products they want. So construction waste in Malaysia. This indicated to unused waste created by an activities of construction process stages, pre-construction, construction, and post-construction. They could be produced by either construction fragments, ruins, materials, demolitions, site clearance, and any other type of construction project waste. An appropriate technique and system are required to manage construction project wastes, disposal, or reuse in proper way to ensure the proper protection for economic, social, and environmental aspects. So basically, these are the minimization during construction. First, we have the construction waste management. Is a proper practice of minimizing and diverting construction waste, demolition debris, and land clearing debris from disposal and redirecting recyclable resources back into construction process. Second, there are growing importance in strategies of minimization waste at construction sites for private consortia for managing the solid waste. The first one is urban solid waste management. The second is government-funded public information campaigns. Third is action plan for a beautiful and clean Malaysia. And last but not least is recycling campaigns. Here we have the waste disposal methods in Malaysia. So basically, these are the methods on the left. We have recycling, composting, incineration, inert landfill, sanitary landfill, and other disposal sites. And above, we can see on the table, we have the percentage of waste disposed. As you can see, in 2002, none of these methods were used except recycling and sanitary landfills, and also and basically people used to use other disposal sites. However, going throughout the years, in 2006 and lastly in 2020, we can see that construction sites has been using different methods for treatment. So we can see an increase in the recycling method. We can see an increase in the composite, in the incineration, inert landfill, sanitary landfill, and now there are no other disposal sites. Lastly, we have the effect of waste minimization by reuse and recycling, basically reducing negative impacts on environment, social, and economy, and maintain balance among them. As you can see the chart here, the chart shows the improve organization's public image, the make a new product from old materials, improve the market for recycled content, reduce trash collection and disposal, which, as you can see here, is the second highest. Only 0.01 point after reduce environmental impacts. And lastly, we have right here increase landfill life, which is the lowest, or sorry, second lowest, after making new products from old materials. Thank you.
All right, so that includes Saif also?
Yes, that includes
Yes.
cycles.
Right, thank you. Okay, yeah, that's talking about solid waste management. The topic that I covered for my postdoctoral studies at Imperial College London, and it talks about yeah, plastic waste. So it's good also because we know the Chartered Institute of no Chartered not CIOB, the CIDB, okay, the Construction Industry Development Board of Malaysia mentioned that in 2019 any plastic have not been recycled, okay, by the construction industry, have never been recycled, because we can see in the supply of construction material, for example like bricks, okay, they use plastic also, apart from pallet, okay, wood pallet, okay, to for the packaging of the construction materials. So and also they have the construction industry for supplying all these construction materials, they use lots of plastic packaging, but it has never been, you know, has never been recycled before. So it is quite interesting to see the target of 2020, which shows that the 22% of recycling, the one that Salah shown, the number in the table that Salah shown, it is a target. It is such a spike compared to 2006, which they use only 5% of recycling method for their waste management. There is actually the solid waste management industry lah. Okay, we're not talking about the construction industry yet, but we are talking about the huge area of solid waste management. So 2006 is 5%, isn't it, Salah? 5% or 6% of recycling.
Yes,
Yes.
2006 it's 5%.
5%. So their target in 2020, 22%, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's only a target. It's only a target because we are now in 2022, and because of the pandemic, okay, even in Singapore, if you can find a paper which recently was written into 2021, because of the pandemic COVID-19 that have, you know, that accelerated the industry, the food industry, the food delivery industry, where many people buy foods and not dine in, but take away or be delivered to their home. So they use lots of packaging that consists of plastic packaging. So because of that, and everyone is using food delivery service, for example like Food Panda, Grab and everything, so it increases the number of plastic waste. So what happened is the target in 2020 cannot be met. Even when I did my postdoc in 2019, it was still a number that is quite high, even though that it was before the pandemic happened. So in 2022, I reckon that the number is not going to be met also because of the Omicron. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see. Okay, you touch a bit about that because green technology requires recycling. Okay, and to have good numbers or realistic numbers for our target. Okay, it's really good. And looking at the initiative by the government of Malaysia by having by having contributing to plastic pack. If you never heard of it, it's a pact. Okay, it's a group of people around the world. They have a group that called plastic pack. Even in United Kingdom, even in Mexico, even in United States. Okay, they have their own plastic pack for each country. So this plastic pack is actually where they gathered information of the sources. Okay, where are the sources of the um, uh, of the um, of the plastic waste. Okay, and actually this all happens because of what happened in southeast region countries, for example like Malaysia, for example like in Philippines, okay, like Thailand, okay, where lots of many imported garbages that cannot be recycled. It has been imported in and not been and has been mismanaged. Okay, things are not supposed to be incinerated, things are not supposed to be burned, they burn it. Okay, and these important things came inside of our country in Malaysia and in Philippines in a, a in a, in a quite a number, quite a bundle. We cannot manage the our land disposal field cannot manage the disposal from our own, from our own making. So Malaysian makes lots of rubbish from we use lots of garbages, especially during COVID-19. But then to import these all plastic garbages um, that cannot be recycled, it makes the matter worse. Okay, so our landfill is actually being filled up quite in an accelerated way. Okay, and we have to open up new disposal field. Even in Batu Pahat, we have in 50% construction stage now. So it is for the waste to energy disposal site. So we have inert, we have sanitary landfill, and now we are having W2E, waste to energy landfill. So it means to say that there are going to burn all this disposal. Okay, and then there are going to turn the heat from the incineration to energy. So it is actually, it is not a sustainable thing to do, because you open up a new disposal field, whatever method that you are going to do to manage the disposed items. But looking at the idea of using a very uh, using your land for to put things which is has been disposed and manage it is such a unsustainable things to do. First, because of the um, aesthetic value, okay, of the not even not only because of not only on that land disposal site, but also its surroundings. Okay, it's going to lower down the property market along that disposal, not along, in surrounding of that disposal site. Okay, and it cause social problems because these sites are actually quite close to people residences. Okay, and it cause also, if it's raining and now it's flooding. So there are it's going to the leachate and everything are going to go inside our water stream, and then it goes into our potable water supply. So everything, lots of things are going to happen if we cannot control this waste, if we cannot control waste, if we don't have a waste management. And that's why we need to have some technology to control it. And this is not in terms of having to look at the disposal of solid waste per se. It means to say that we cannot look at it in such a big round area of studies, but we need to look at it in a very specific site. a fragmented site, okay, like the construction industry, like the manufacturing industry, like the food delivery industry. We need to have a technology to, to change, to replace whatever that we are using now, okay, to something that is sustainable and not creating more disposal sites, and also not to import lah, not to import all these um, uh, the materials, or the plastic that cannot, or the garbages that cannot be recycled. So that is one way forward. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Salam, because yeah, it falls under my interest. Okay, it falls into my interest spectrum. So yeah. All right, so now we are at 4:30. Before I move on to the ICT in facilities management, the last part of our class for this semester, I would like to say some, I want to highlight some things for the final examination. I just wanna know, okay, the status. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I just want to know. I know Tariq is outside of the Malaysia and he's going to come back before the final examination. Okay, I know Saif will finish his quarantine before his final examination, and I want to know, are you guys going to sit the final examination on 13 February 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. using author? Are you going to sit for that final exam?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Lukman, yes. Ahmad Ali Hire?
Yes, Dr.
Yes, okay. I need to know that, because if you have a problem to assess the author UTHM, okay, we need to think about other means, okay. As you said that you're going to sit for that exam, then do you have any problem in assessing author right now? Or before this, can you access author
Yes.
UTHM?
Yes, I
Yes,
can.
I can.
Yes, okay, now, because all the instructions to final examination, the paper for the final examination, the declaration, and also your attendance are going to be inside that author, and you are supposed to upload your paper, your answers through that author system also. So if you have a problem, let's say that you need to go somewhere else that don't have any access to author, then we can, we can think of something else to do. But we need to know that before the final examination. So I guess you all know that your final examination is on 13th February, Sunday, 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. So you can access the final examination paper, declaration half an hour before that, okay. But your the password are going to give to you at exactly at 2 p.m. All right, so that's about the final examination. The things that going to be covered inside your final examination includes all the things that we've learned. A quick tips is, let's just say that I'm going to ask you about GBI. I'm going to ask you about the strategic plan. I'm going to ask you about yeah, a couple of things, something like that. Okay, just concentrate on yeah, whatever that I've said, and try to yeah, read everything lah. Okay, all the sources are there inside the author, and the recording also. I've given you some of it in YouTube, but I cannot give everything in YouTube because it is considered private and confidential. Okay, it is not a massive open online course. like the one that I did for the undergraduate one. So yeah. Okay, do you have any question about your final exam? No?
Doctor, one question to
Yeah.
get into uh, the submission of the assignment. Do we have to submit all individually, or we have to submit just one person can submit all?
Okay, look at the author. I think I have a you need to put it inside the author. You're talking about the group project, isn't it?
Yeah, group
Yeah.
project.
So the group project. Yeah. Okay. Look at the. Let me present it to you. Okay. Uh, okay. I'm opening the dashboard of author now. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So inside here you have group activities. So group project. So you need to only submit one file to cover all your friends. Okay, no matter who.
Okay.
All right. So it's different from individual activities. So in individual activities or individual assignment, you need to put one by one according to whatever that you've done lah. I seen here you have already submitted it. Okay, Danis is not here. Lukman, you haven't submit yet. Muhammad Hassan is going to need, and it's okay. Yeah, even Tariq can finish it. Oh, good. Okay. All right. So that is about. So do you have any other question?
Uh, mm,
No.
No, doctor.
No. Okay. Right now, I'm going to open up my presentation for ICT. I'm so sorry. The expert for facilities management couldn't be with us, but as I have been trained since last month, since I have attended 5 sessions for software called Akibas. You remember Akibas?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. So it is a software that can be used throughout the life cycle of that building. Okay, and let me show you some. Hold on, give me a second. Presentation info. Okay. All right. So is it okay? Um, Okay, if you are interested in big data, okay, Internet of Things, okay, this is your this is something that you need to take a heed of, okay. So this is fact sheet about Akibas, okay. For your kind information, University Tun Hussein Malaysia have been given 4 million ringgit Malaysia to use this Akibas software through the educational grants program. Okay, so that 4 million ringgit Malaysia, we didn't take it in terms of monetary, but we received it in software. So we've been given 100 licenses to use Akibas, okay, for 3 years. And it means to say that if you are the student of UTHM, you are free to use this Akibas software. So it is very good. It is made from it is made at Boston, Massachusetts, in United States. Okay, and it has been used by many industries, including and specialized for real estate and construction industries. So many companies have used this Akibas, and even in Malaysia, it is quite new. It's really new actually. Not many projects have been using this because Akibas software is very expensive to buy. Okay, and by having this educational program, that supply us with hundreds licenses to use is actually a very is a very good thing lah for us, the staff, and for you students. Okay, if you are trained using this Akibas software, so it means to say that you are a couple of steps above all any other students from the universities in Malaysia, because even UTM receive only 40 licenses, okay, but we UTHM have been given 100 licenses. So it means to say that we can train many students, and so that they can use this very fine, okay, software for their future use. Even if after this you want to use this software, um, uh, for example, like if you are working after this, after the MPC, you are going to work at Dubai or at United States. It's not something that is impossible. It's possible because there are some of our MPC graduates, okay, have already working there, even in Dubai or even in United States or any other places in Australia, and some of them are actually you know um, finishing their tertiary education, means to say that they're going towards their PhD studies. So this is a very good thing to have, okay, to become your niche, that differentiate you from the other universities graduates, okay, and it becomes your one of your advantages of becoming a UTHM students. So I'm going to show you now, okay, this actually the interface of the Akibas, okay. It is used to this Akibas software is used to deliver business intelligence to reduce costs, okay, mitigate risks and optimize service levels. So this Akibas is actually really good. That's all I want to say. I've been trained for five sessions, okay, and I can say that I've even before I was trained, I've mentioned to you, it's really good to have one software that can cover the whole life cycle of a building. Okay, means to say right from the beginning of having that conceptual ideas for the architectural design up until we want to demolish it. You remember I said that I wish that we have some software to use that, and now I'm exposing you to this kind of software. It means to say that you can you cannot design using Akibas. You need to design your architectural design for your building, okay, for your real estate assets, using any other softwares. But the good thing is this Akibas, they are very plug-in user friendly. So it means to say that you can plug in your design, perhaps in not perhaps from Revit and from AutoCAD into Akibas. It means to say that whenever that you finish, okay, uh, you stay with me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So means like you all know, okay, Revit is one of the BIM tools, okay, which is going to be hot in 2 or 3 years in Malaysia. Right now we are using AutoCAD most of the times, okay. Most of the companies are actually using AutoCAD. Even I receive, okay, inquiry, and I receive um, some of the companies, okay, where our students went for their um, industrial training. The construction companies asked us, can you teach your students AutoCAD? Okay, that was in 2021. So it means to say that the construction companies in Malaysia is still very packed. Okay, is still using AutoCAD per se. Okay, they haven't yet transferred everything into using Revit, even though that we have the strategic plans and the JKR Okay, and the CIDB JKR is the ministry new um, Department of sorry. Do you know JKR? I have forgotten the English. You know JKR or not? Let me check the English JKR. Sorry. JKR is under the. Hold on. What is it in English? It's under Ministry of Work. Okay, English.
I think it's Public Department of Works.
Yes, the Department of Works. Thank you. The Department of Works, okay, and the CIDB is actually trying to revamp the construction industry towards BIM, okay, Building Information Modeling, where we are going to integrate all the tools, okay, and the provider or the supplier of these tools are actually Autodesk. Okay, Autodesk is the one company that creates and sell the manufacturer of the AutoCAD and Revit. Okay, so AutoCAD, I learned about AutoCAD 20 years ago, and they're still using it now, and I'm still teaching AutoCAD. But now they are changing it to Revit. Okay, AutoCAD, they have AutoCAD architecture. Okay, and Revit, it means to say that AutoCAD, they have a very limited function to integrate, but not in Revit. In Revit, they have M&E, mechanical and electrical, even they have structural, robot structural, okay, where you do your structural analysis, and yeah, of course the architectural. So they can integrate all these model, okay, all these drawings inside one master plan, okay, and the good thing is you can plug this integrated building information modeling drawings into Akibas. Okay, for what? For project management purpose, for asset management, for space management, okay, for maintenance management, and also for real estate management. So there are actually 5 things that I've been exposed to quite recently, which is the project management. Now I know that in Akibas I can produce S-curve. No need to use Primavera, no need to use Microsoft Project anymore. We can do all these planning, scheduling, and um, inside Akibas using the drawing from Revit or AutoCAD. So that is before the construction of the building, so it is still in planning stage, so you can plan your your construction project inside Akibas. Okay, and then you after they not after before even before they build, even before they construct the building, you can have the asset management prior the construction of building. Asset management means to say that whatever that you are going to put inside the space that you have. Okay, so asset management, okay, before that, I'm sorry, before asset management you need to have the space management. So you have the project management. Okay, when are you going to construct this building, and then during that planning of your project, okay, you can plan also space. So in Microsoft Project, in Primavera, there is a limitation of putting information about space. Space means to say that what are the function of the space that you are going to build. For example, like your house, okay, you're going to have 3 bedrooms, okay, and 1 bathroom. So usually when in a designing phase, okay, you only built wall, you only built floor, you only built column. That is based on the structural analysis. Okay, the structural analysis, you need to have the weight, Okay, you need to have the load of whatever that you are going to use that space for. Okay, so it means to say that the size of the column, okay, the size of the beam, the size of um, the foundation is depending on the load that the space are going to carry on, right? So that is all the information that you have in conventional method during structural analysis that you are going to bring into the design. And but however, if using the Akibas, by having knowing the project management, by having to know when are you going to finish your project, okay, what are the milestones that are going to be fulfilled, you know also, and you can manage also the space in Akibas. But in conventional one, during using only AutoCAD and using only Revit, you can only analyze structure, but you didn't say that what this space are going to be used for what. And usually the building, they have the information. Okay, they say that okay, these space are going to be used for classroom, or for hall, or for offices. Okay, so in the standards, okay, in the European code, okay, EU, okay, they are going to provide you with all the standard numbers, okay, to follow. If it is classroom, how many dead loads, okay, if it's hall, how many their live loads. Okay, you still remember all that structural analysis items, and you still remember?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I think from civil engineering perspective, we can relate it to all that standards, all that phrases in structural analysis that is based on the European code. But in Akibas, that was manufactured, or that was made in United States. Okay, uh, instead of using that codes, they actually revamp it towards, the real case. Okay, so it's not, you cannot do all this structural analysis in Akibas, but what you can do is actually you can manage the space. Okay, this space is um, for bedroom, this space is for kitchen. So typically what is needed in a bedroom, so you are going to have a bed, a drawer, locker, and everything. Okay, your air condition, okay, and everything else. In Akibas, what is the most interesting thing is you can input that items, the bed, okay, even the electronic items, for example, like the air condition, up until not only the weight, okay, which is used for the structural analysis, but up until the label. Is it Yamaha, is it York, is it, because it is going to be very beneficial for you to quantify the cost. You're going to you need to uh, come out with a bill of quantities, right, for the project cost that is going to be used in the project management, um, planning. Okay, the project management and planning and scheduling. So it's not only on time but also in cost, which is usually the quantity surveyors did. Okay, so they know, if they know the items up until the label, up until the horsepower, they can identify how much is it going to be. Okay, so we can input all these things, not only the space, which means to say that this is what I'm saying is actually before the building are actually being constructed. This is in design phase. Okay, so right at the design phase, what space, this space are going to be used for what. And then what are the things that are going to be inside that space? So these two things are actually space management and asset management. So yeah, I've been exposing you to three actually the functions of Akibas: the project management, the asset management, and also the space management. Okay, after you know the design and everything, you need to know the maintenance management. Okay, the maintenance management means to say that, for example, like you have an air conditioner. Okay, air conditioner needs to be maintained, which is according to its specification. Maybe perhaps 3 months at a time, or 6 months, or whatever the frequency is. So in Akibas you can set, okay, you can set the for example, like the air condition. Okay, if its time have come to be maintained, it will pop up in that Akibas software. All right. This is not only applicable for house maintenance, but also building maintenance. Okay, if you're talking about 1 floor, 5 floor, 10 floors, okay, it is going to be very overwhelming to have the maintenance program to cover the preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance, and conditional assessment. So so in Akibas you can do that also, okay, in maintenance management. And last but not least, the real estate management. So Akibas can be used for real estate management. We're not talking about managing one building, but many other buildings. Okay, if you have a building in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and at one time when you become so rich, you have one other building in Batu Pahat, so you need to manage them well. Okay, we're not talking about only in Malaysia, but maybe perhaps you have another building in Yemen, so you need to manage their energy, the cost for energy, the electricity bill, okay, and the water bill. Okay, we just talk about the energy saving and everything, right? So by having this technology to monitor the electricity, the bill for the electricity or for the water, okay, in Akibas itself, so what is the efficiency of your building. Maybe perhaps you want to rent it, okay, maybe perhaps you want to sell it. Okay, if there is no one, if for example, like you have so many buildings, okay, if you have so many space to rent, okay, not only in Yemen but also in Malaysia and United States, who knows, right? There are some people like that. If you are a businessman, okay, you are going to have lots of assets to manage, so you can use this real estate management inside Akibas. So it is in global wide. So inside Akibas, it's not only in tabulate form, okay, the information that is required not only in tabulate form but also in geographic information system. As you can see right here in front of me, in front of you, actually, I'm showing you the representation of data using the GIS. Are you still with me?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Okay. So what you are seeing here is actually the interface of that Akibas. Okay, this is I will open it after this. Okay, you can see it after this real one, but this one is maybe 2 or 3 years before. Okay, these are the information, okay, that you can have inside the Akibas using one example. Okay, so here is the map in Boston. Okay, so like what you can see here, this is a map that shows the market value, okay, book value of not only Boston, okay, but also the area, um, the area surrounding it, okay, and okay, one thing before that. When we are talking about Akibas, we are talking about big data. Okay, if you still remember the CSP 4.0, we are talking about big data and IoT. Okay, so Akibas is one of it, one of the tool or one of the technology to to do to be used to manage big data. Big data here means building information modeling data. That is including starting from the construction material up until the real estate management. Real estate means to say that it's not only one building but also globally if you have many other buildings at other side of the world. Okay, so that is one big data to control in Akibas. It is very powerful, a very powerful software, and that is why it is so expensive. And having this in UTHM to be used free of charge for staff and also for students, okay, are actually a good advantage for us. Okay, and becomes your niche. Okay, and let's see what else that we have in here. Okay, so okay, so let me share about Akibas. Okay, for over 25 years, Akibas Incorporated has been the world's leading provider of real estate infrastructure and facilities management products and services. This experience, along with the expertise of over 16,000 Akibas business partners around the world, yields proven solutions that allow organizations of all sizes to effectively manage their physical assets. Okay, since 1987, the company's flagship product, Akibas, has held approximately 66% of the global integrated computer-aided facilities management market. Today, the breadth of products and services offered by Akibas Incorporated and its partners is unrivaled. Okay, Akibas is available in over 130 countries, and in more than two dozen languages. The solution has been implemented by over 16,000 organizations representing more than 4 million users. With a track record of continuous product enhancements and a loyal, satisfied user base, Akibas remains the number one real estate infrastructure and facilities management solution in the world. So this is the Akibas HQ in Boston. Okay, I just want to show you another one. Okay, like what you can see here. Okay, this is about Akibas links the information silos and diverse applications supporting people, processes, places, and physical assets into a comprehensive and seamlessly integrated solution. So what you can see in this diagram is actually the functions of Akibas. What is Akibas used for? So this is the silo, okay, the geospatial business intelligence, work rules, web services. Just remember that right now I'm talking about the ICT, ICT in facilities management. So I'm exposing you to one good facility management software, which is called Akibas. Okay, so Akibas can be used. Its function is for real estate portfolio planning. If you have so many real estates, okay, assets, you have so many houses in so many places, you can use Akibas. Even if you have only one building, or you are actually managing one building for your customer, you can use Akibas, right from the very small project up until the biggest project there is. Okay, so that is real estate management, where you can do lots of things inside that. For example, like real property and lease management. If you want to rent your space, your building, your whatever that you have, even if for example, like in Kuala Lumpur, there are billboards everywhere, where for example, like along the road where you drive, there is a billboard that is stick on a electricity pole, like the light pole for the road. So even that is considered as an asset and can be managed inside the Akibas, because you can generate money from the entertaining and from the marketing segment. Okay, means to say that you can rent your space that is on the pole, on the light pole, to somebody else and get money from it. Whenever that you have money, when you get money, when you get money from your assets, you need to be managed. You need to be properly managed. You need to have a management apps or management tools to control this lah. If not, then you are just going to waste whatever space. Even if you're talking about in Kuala Lumpur, even 1 inch of space is actually valuable. So you need to have some apps, okay, to control these valuable things. For example, like a light pole, okay, that you can put some billboard on it. You know billboard? You guys? Hello? Yes?
Billboards, yes, we know. Billboards.
Yes. So in Kuala Lumpur, there are so many billboards that is electronic wise, right? Even in Batu Pahat, we have a lorry that install a very big billboard, okay, and carries it everywhere, so that the marketing product can be seen by everyone. Okay, so that is one of the marketing strategies. So for example, like the authority, like the DBKL, okay, they want to rent it to anyone who wants to market their products, okay, that can generate money as well. All right, so yeah, it is a very good thing to have one tool that can monitor, okay, this light pole provide you how many how much per hour, up until that detail. Okay, so yeah, Akibas can do that for real property and lease management. Okay, that is we're talking about the smallest thing, like the light pole. But if you have a space for office, okay, or for house that you want to rent, it makes it even more higher priority for you to have one simple and not simple lah, one software that can manage all these things. Okay, whenever you can manage all your real estate, your real property, and your space that you can lease, okay, you can generate more money out of it. Okay, usually those who are actually having lots of assets, that this kind of assets are actually losing more money because they mismanage whatever that they have in hand. Because one thing because we all of them are actually losing money because they cannot manage all the big data that they have. Okay, usually in conventional ways they have all the data. For example, like, okay, building A, only 10 people rent it, okay, and some maybe in January up until June, but then they are going to go out, and then that space are going to be empty for maybe 3 months, okay, for summer holidays. And then maybe they are going to come back again for from December up until the next year. So there are actually 3 months of empty space that should be generating money, but didn't generate money because of mismanaging of the facilities of the space. So if you can have some software to manage, okay, to tell you that, okay, this space are going to be it's going to be empty for 3 months, and then if you have this pop up into that software in Archibus, then you can you can, market it somewhere else, okay, and put someone else to rent your space for 3 months. So in that thing means to say that you have efficiently managed your space by knowing the information that you are going to have an empty space during that 3 months for summer holidays. So that is the thing why people that have many assets, okay, they fail to manage it because the data, they cannot capture it. Usually they have it in Excel tabulate form. Okay, but now as we have the GIS, which can show us, okay, this space is actually going to uh, is this space this actually this building are actually rent unrented during this time. Okay, means to say that you are going to have, you know, yeah, that's okay. So that is real property and lease management. So what I've just shown you, what I've just been talking to you about the rent of the the 3 months is actually strategic master planning, okay, of that building. So if you're talking about space also, strategic master planning means to say that perhaps, okay, you have a land, okay, you have a land, maybe during like in Malaysia, you have a land that during rainy seasons it's going to be a bit flooded, okay, but during the um, not rainy seasons, then it's going to be okay. So you can rent it, you can have that that lot of land of yours, okay, put it inside an architect in AutoCAD, okay, or in Revit, okay, and install it in Akibas, and then you can, you know, play around with all the strategic planning of whatever that you are thinking of at that point of time, okay, because it's not in tabulate form, it's in GIS. We are using a geographic information system, the representative of data in terms in using pictures, so that makes it more efficient. So apart from that, okay, like I said, okay, it is also be Akibas can also be used for project management, for site planning, okay, you can do S curve, um, even for example, like when the supplies, if you are actually using, if you just audit, if you are actually working with a construction company and you are taking care of a construction site, okay, and you are expecting whatever that you ordered from the precast company or the precast factory should 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 come just in time at your site. But uh, typically, if they are late, you need to call them, okay, and ask where is my order, and typically you will send the emails to them, okay. But if for example, like you have like a contract with the suppliers, okay, if you send your order late, okay, you are going to have a penalty of 10% perhaps, penalty from the total order. Then you can manage everything in Akibas by having like all the emails, by having all the contracts inside the Akibas, so that it's easy for you, it's one stop center. So you're going to have the subcontractor or the suppliers contracts inside your Akibas, and then you for example, like the supplies is late, you can send email from Akibas, okay, and if the suppliers is late also, then they are going to be you're going to have a penalty, and then you send them some emails or talking about these penalties, highlighting to them. All these are actually use Akibas. You don't have to use Google Mail or Gmail or whatever mail there is. Okay, so through Akibas, it's one subcenter. So your communication with your suppliers are actually in that cloud base of Akibas. So if something terrible happen, for example, like this supplier that is late in giving you all the items that you've ordered, bankrupt, or you know, all the things are hairwired because of flood event, so you still have the soft copy and all the details of that supplier inside the Akibas cloud system. So if, for example, like because of the flood, okay, your computer is ruined, but because it is a cloud-based system, so it means to say that you put everything in the cloud, okay, inside the Akibas ni. So whatever happens to your company or whatever happens to the supplier, it won't affect your project because it is one sub center and it is secured in cloud base. You still with me, guys?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes. Are you following me?
Doctor, yes.
Yes. Okay. Like I mentioned, okay, AutoCAD and Revit can become the plug-in tools into Autodesk, into Akibas. So whatever design that you have inside your AutoCAD or inside your Revit can be used inside Akibas for space management, for asset management, for project management, for maintenance management. So all these four items are actually will use the plan that you've given from the Revit and AutoCAD. So in real estate management, they will use the geographic information system because it's quite big. Okay, but if we're talking about just one small project, not one small project, it means to say that one specific project. So the representation of the project is actually from the drawing itself. So having that drawing will help, okay, whatever management that we are trying to do. For example, like the space, the project, and also the asset management and maintenance management. So inside Akibas, you can have Revit and AutoCAD plugged into Akibas. Okay. I've mentioned about space management, but the thing that about space management I've not talked about is the reservation, hoteling, and workplace portal. Okay, space management. Okay, it's not only about having to know what are the functions of the space that you are going to build for your building, but we are talking also about after construction. It means to say that people have already moved in. For example, like the space is being used for offices, okay? In Akibas, you are not only managing what the function of the space, but also the people that is going to use that space. So it means to say that, for example, like you have me as a lecturer going to be using one space inside our faculty, okay? And Akibas is being used to manage the space, okay? People like my bosses know that whether I am inside my office or not. So it is combined with the human resource management. So if let's say that, okay, you have heard about people die inside their office and nobody knows, right? There is some case in Malaysia. There is two lecturers are actually two different side at two different case lah. These lecturers, they die on their table doing their work and nobody knows. After a week, people find some smell some smelly thing out of his office, and then open it, and there he goes. The lecturer has died already. So that is one thing that is so sad about about this thing lah. But if you have Akibas to monitor your people, to monitor not only the electricity, the temperature, just for your kind information, Akibas can also monitor the temperature of a room. It's not only that. It means to say that you have a temperature gauge, okay? The one inside our room, then we are going to monitor our temperature, and then the temperature is set to 24 degrees. Akibas inside the office of the PPH, okay, the one office that is going to monitor the whole asset in UTHM, they will know, okay, Dr. Atun's room is 24 degrees. However, if I have a problem with the air conditioning, okay, it's becoming hotter and hotter and hotter. I don't have to call them yet. I don't have to call them anymore, because there will be some pop up saying that, okay, the temperature of the room on the floor where Dr. Atun is rising. So it means to say there is a problem with the air conditioner. Okay, so apart from that, if for example, like the temperature, I don't have inside my office the temperature gauge that is integrated with the computer at PPH. Okay, I can also do it. I can also I can also make a complaint, and it will be inside the Akibas system. So for example, like my air condition is having a malfunction. It is the temperature is rising. It's not supposed to be that. So what I can do is I actually can complain to my floor manager, and the floor manager that has the access to Akibas will pop up. Okay, will input my complaint, and then that complaint will be given to Akibas. Will be given to PPH automatically. So usually, what I did is, when my air conditioner in my room is broken or the temperature is rising up, what I do is actually I make a complaint, lots of complaint inside one system, okay, for complaint by UTHM staff. So usually it will take 2 or 3 days for them to notice that, okay, I have a problem in my office. But then once they notice, they need to call the supplier or the maintenance company, and then the maintenance company will take 2 or 3 days more to come to my office. And if and they don't know the as the maintenance company is outside of UTHM, they don't know my details, they don't know my phone number, they don't know. So when they come to my office to fix my air conditioner is broken, okay, and at that point of time I'm not in my office, so they cannot call me, they don't have all the details of mine. So they will come again. They will set another appointment. They will, put a message in front of my office saying that, okay, they will come in a week time, please be there. So usually it will take in conventional way, just to repair a broken conventional a broken air condition. It will take 2 or 3 weeks in order for it to be repaired. But having Akibas, okay, whenever that I spoken to my floor manager saying that, okay, my room and the floor presumably will have we are having a problem with air condition. The thing is, the floor manager just key in my problem inside the Akibas, and then Akibas will go to the supervisor at PPH. They don't have to call them, but a pop-up will also goes to the supplier outside of the company. And because of my details, okay, have already been inside the Akibas system, so the outside company know already my phone number. So that is the beauty of having this Akibas system. So you don't have to call, just using all these integrated integrated system. Okay, everything is uh, fluent and everything is in liquid phase. You don't have to call them and wait for them to come, and then if you're not here, then there are lots of benefits in there. Even in Akibas, if we can have some sort of coding and IT professionals, having our phone, okay, our phone, we have, like, especially iPhone lah, okay, iPhone, we have specific individual uh, what is it called? It's like IP. It's like an address. It's for itself. Okay, I don't remember what is it called, but like iPhone, if we lost it and we turn on the search apps, okay, we can find exactly where the phone is, right? Have you heard about that?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes. Okay. So it means to say that these phones, not only iPhones, but even Huawei also have got the, a very specific information and very unique information in itself. So whenever that we turn on the apps, okay, to find where is the telephone, then we can find it. It's actually we can use it, okay, not only to find phones, okay. Usually phones will be together with the owner, okay. It means to say that whenever the phone is there, the owner is there also. So by having the Internet of Things technology, we can incorporate it into Akibas. And for example, like I have in my room, okay, I am registered from 9 to 5 a.m. 9 a.m. up until 5 p.m. I'm supposed to be at my room, okay. And then I usually, when I'm at my room, I will bring my phone, okay. And my bosses know whether I am at my room or not, just having to trace down my phone. So in Akibas, there is a specific uh, tracking system, okay, to know where is the staff, okay, and it relates to the human resource management lah. Okay, and that relates also whether I'm die or not. If I die, then somebody will know. Okay, I'm not check out. Okay, usually in Akibas also, if we use the telephone to track where is the people, usually they can, there is a RFID tag, okay. So the staff that monitor the floor manager, that monitor our attendance, okay, will know when we are going to check in and when we check out of our space that is registered under our name. Okay, so that is one good thing about Akibas lah. Okay, that is about space management. And if for example, like move management, if for example, like you like FPTP, just recently in December, in November, we move rooms, okay, from FPTP to FCAP, okay, the civil engineering. I don't know whether you're aware of that or not, but we've changed, okay, because there are some problems with the current facilities that we sit on at that point of time, and then now we change, so we need to move. So whenever that we move, then there is lots of things that is to manage. Some of things is the asset of the university, for example, like the laptops, okay, like the desktops, okay, like the printer, like the table, the chairs. Every assets of the university are going to have a barcode, okay. So that coding, it is supposed to be there where it is supposed to be. So when we move it, then if we don't have the coding and we don't know where is the facilities or where is the asset at current moment, then it's going to be uh, uh, haywired lah. Same goes to like moving houses. I just moved house also a month ago. So from Sri Gading to Air Hitam. Okay, so uh, there are lots of things that is untagged. It's just a house, okay, and just three of us. So it's not like a university where they have lots of assets on it, but we still have assets. So in order to move such a small space, a house to another house, it requires lots of things to do, that is to manage. Let's imagine to move the whole faculty, the whole faculty that consists of 4 floors. Each floors, the whole faculty means to say that 80 academicians to move from one space up until one to another space. So there is a lots of things to do. So by having Akibas and by having to know the code of each asset, okay. So for example, like the university given me a laptop. Okay, the laptop is registered under my the location of that asset supposed to be in FPTP, but now I've just moved. Okay, and if the people that is controlling the assets, if they want to do audit, okay, they will check on the files, okay, that is physical files lah. Okay, physical files is very hard to update. Okay, you need to print it out and then you're going to put it in a file and then put it in a cabinet file. Okay, and for example, like, okay, I've just moved, faculty just moved, okay, and the moving of the staff is not only in FCAP but also in FKEE, in FPTV, even in city campus, okay, and even in Pago. So we are everywhere. The laptop is everywhere. The assets of the university is everywhere. So let's say that the updating of the information of the location of the asset, for example, like laptop, okay, and someone is want to do some audit. You know, the government is always doing audit. Okay, they want to know where their assets is. So if they only use the physical form, okay, that is in the cabinet, it's going to they're not going to find where is this asset of the university, because it is very hard to find lah. We've changed our local of our spaces and it's not updated. So having this Akibas, okay, having this, you need to remember, Akibas is not only for storing records of the assets, but also we can use it for maintenance, for project management, for space, for real estate. So you need to remember that one small components of it is actually doing all the tagging of the assets of the company. So by updating this all, by updating these very small items of the location, for example, of the assets of the company, it will also affect the maintenance program. So for example, like the IT people, okay, want to do the maintenance of my laptop. I was actually, you need to remember that the academicians in UTHM is actually 2,000 people. So I'm only one out of the 2,000. So in finding me during pandemic like this time, okay, the chances is 0.002% of finding me if using physical location storing system. So it is very hard to find even people. It is even harder to find assets. So having this Akibas, okay, I don't know whether you are following me or not. Aisha,
Yes, doctor.
stay outside please, I'm still having class. Are you sure? Because it's very interesting to see all these things. It's very, yeah, it's good for me lah. And yeah, yeah. So that's about move management. Okay, and then maybe perhaps, okay, service desk. Service desk. Okay, usually you know, the people which is in front of the, if you enter one building and then you have a information counter. Okay, you want to come and see me, you don't know, you've never known me, you want to know where is my office. So the first thing is you go to the office and then the front center will tell you where is it, okay, where am I. But if let's say that is when I'm still in the faculty, but if I'm seconded to any other buildings or any other spaces or any other place, okay, that will be hard for that person that is in at the information center, because usually in the information center they have only whereabouts. They don't know the whereabouts, but they only know the specific of that building only, but not the real estate. Okay, but not the buildings outside of the building that the information center is located. But having this Akibas, remember that we have real estate management. So my details, for example, like my phone number, where I live, not where I live, where is my desk is, and then if I have the IoT, they know where my whereabouts. Okay, through my phones. Okay, so if you go to the information center and ask me where is Dr. Atun, the service center people, okay, the guy at the front door will know, okay, exactly where am I. They can guide you. So that is the benefits of having Akibas, because they can, specifically, because they are actually analyzing the big data and continuously monitoring it. So it makes people works easier. That is for service desk. Okay, let's look about operations and maintenance, about the building operations management, the work wizard, the fleet management, key control, security, and also housekeeping. So this all about the for example, like maintenance. Okay, maintenance of the air condition, perhaps. Okay, usually we have lots of problems with the air condition, because it's whether it's centralized or decentralized. If it's old building, that is become much more harder. So by having this maintenance, you know, if let's say, let's talk about other than air condition. When you study your bachelor degree in civil engineering, you did lots of laboratory works, isn't it? For example, like in the hydraulics laboratory, like in geology, for example, like in materials or structural lab, isn't it? So you use lots of machines, right? You guys? Hello?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Hello.
So, yes. So that machines requires maintenance. The maintenance, okay, the maintenance sheet. Can you who is that? Ahmad Ali Ray, can you turn off your microphone, please? Okay, thank you. So usually the machines require maintenance, for preventive maintenance and also for corrective maintenance. Like usually for preventive maintenance, they have already planned, they have already scheduled, just like your car. Okay, when are you when are you going to send it for service? Okay, so in 3 months time, or in 2 months time, they will have a sheet, okay, that is glued on top of your head, or when you perform the service of the car, then you have that sticker on the glass of your front mirror. It's just the same like any machines that you use for your laboratory work. For example, like you want to test the strength of the concrete, so there is a ATM, okay, um, a testing machine. So that testing machine need to be maintained. Maintenance need to be, to change the oil, and to calibrate it. Everything need to be done according to its schedule. So usually we have that schedule of maintenance. Just like your car, it is glued, or the sticker is glued on top of the glass, but the maintenance sheet is glued just side of the machine. So instead of having that sticker of that maintenance sheet glued at your machine, okay, it is situated inside your computer. So if perhaps, okay, you need to do the maintenance in 3 months time, since today, because today is your maintenance day for that machine, and then you need to do the service of that machine in 3 months time. So usually in 3 months time you're going to forget it, okay, especially if you don't if you don't check your machine. Okay, and having that Akibas, it can pop up a reminder in 1 week or 2 weeks time, saying that okay, this machine needs to be repaired. We're not talking about one machine, we're not talking about one car. Okay, you are talking about even the maintenance of the car can be managed inside the Akibas, because it's considered as asset of a company that it belong to you. Okay, so for example, like okay, you need to send your car to service center in 3 months time, so you can set it now, okay, for it to pop up, and maybe perhaps in 1 day or 2 days time, or 1 week or 2 weeks time. Okay, so that is the use of Akibas. One ni lah. And last but not least, okay, there are lots of things. Okay, there are lots of functions of Akibas, but the main thing that I want to share with you is about the environment and sustainability. That is under the risk management. Okay, so environment and sustainability, when we're talking about building, it will relates to whatever you just presented to me now. Okay, about the green building index. So that in that green building index, we have 6 assessment criteria. For example, like energy, water, indoor environmental quality, and other things, right? So we can have that assessment criteria input inside the Akibas, and for example, like the energy, if we can save 60% of the electricity bill, okay, we can apply for GBI, and maybe perhaps after this monitoring, we can get platinum or gold or silver even, okay, for the GBI accreditation. Okay, so we can put all these 6 assessment criteria inside Akibas to monitor the efficiency of our building. Like I've just said, okay, we can monitor the electricity bill, the water bill, and everything. Even we can set the temperature. Okay, we can monitor the temperature if it is considered and the sound also. There are lots of things that is related towards the environment and sustainability if we are using Akibas. So yeah, that is about the functions of Akibas. So we have like 20 minutes more. Okay, whatever it is, okay, the reasons why Akibas is used is, first is to lower the total cost of ownership. Okay, for example, like you you buy a house for investment. It means to say that you buy the house for someone else to rent it. Okay, and if you can manage it well, okay, you know when it is unrented, when it is rented. If you have so many real estate property, then you have some you need to have some management tools lah, okay, to manage when is it is being used or not. And also you can monitor the electricity bill. Okay, so you as the owner can lower your costs by having this Akibas. And then it also minimize unnecessary capital expenditures. For example, like unnecessary capital expenditures, for example, like um, uh, I need to check on that. Okay, improves strategic decision making. For example, like you have a pool, you work with the DBKL. Okay, you can make a strategic decision making. Okay, when and to who that is better to rent it. Okay, and then you optimize service level, enhance operational efficiency. Okay, increases staff productivity, visualize your facilities and infrastructure and everything. So there are many companies have used this Akibas. So it means to say that if you are trained using Akibas, you are trained for Akibas software, then you can work also with these companies. Okay, for example, like Washington State Department of Transportation, Siemens, okay, Ball, and then BP, okay, the oil University of Portsmouth, okay, and also lots of things, lots of companies, some more. Okay, so that is about Akibas. Right now, I want to show you the proof that we have the Akibas. Okay, let me stop sharing for a while. We have like 15 minutes more. Give me some time to open the Akibas software just to show you. PIC. Wait, Okay. Are you still with me, you
Yes, teacher,
guys?
yes.
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 Do you find it interesting?
Yes, of course. You can share that keyboard with us.
Okay, hold on. Okay.